exuded, I think he made up for it. You see?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't buy it. I never bought it. And again, in my universe when I was in it, I just thought, because you part of the thing when you're in it, LRH is this super duper guy, so you make him into your own super duper guy, I suppose, probably.
But you're looking at the current management, David Miscavige, COB, and you're thinking, well, is he in it for the money? What's your view of L. Ron Hubbard now?
Well, again, I don't have all the data. I read some of the books that are out that are critical, Barefaced Messiah and Madman or Magician or whatever it was.
Madman or Messiah.
Right, that one, mate, and
Piece of Blue Sky.
Piece of Blue Sky, and then there's stories. I think that so I don't know if all that's true, but it's consistent. One of the ways for me that I can detect whether something is true or false is for inconsistencies. You say the guy, wore blue shoes, and here's a picture of him in red shoes. So I never saw anything inconsistent. But I didn't see it with my own eyes. But there's the person seemed reliable. But again, here I am, I'm just pulling out of this thing, and I thought LRH was reliable. And I don't. I don't think so now. I mean, I look, and the whole death and the death certificate and all this stuff, it's hard to argue with. It seemed like he was, and his kids, like my wife is. My wife is an interesting person to talk to as well, because she's class 5 OT5, or class 4 OT5, and but she's like one of those people. She could probably do heroin for a year and then just say, oh, you know what, it's making me too skinny, and just put it down. You know what I mean? She's not a person, and she was, everybody loved her. A lot of, she was Jason Beghe's wife to some degree over there, but she's a remarkable person in her own right. And one of the ways is that she just doesn't. She's one of those people you just can't brainwash. So when she got out, it was kind of like, that's it. She just, she didn't even talk. I mean, it was like, I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing this. I think she was like, okay, fine, whatever. Flip the burger. And because I think they're, because she had said, she had always pointed out things that were inconsistent also. And,
like what?
Well, all these fucking OTs that aren't OT. Like, that's a fucking OT?
And what's an OT supposed to be?
Somebody who's at least able. Somebody who can, walk and chew gum. I mean, there's people that are OT that are some of the most incompetent, stupid people. I mean, when I say, that sounds, my definition of stupid is not, necessary. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with data or education. It has to do with being able to say, I'm talking about people put their hand on the stove and go, hey, my hand's hot. My hand is hot. I'm talking about that kind of stupid. I mean, and unreal. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So that, there's some real dopes that have, but they have money and they're successful and they feel good about themselves because they're on 7. Well, I'm on 7 now. It's fucking great. I got to tell you, you got to get on 7. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. And it gives them a thing. And you look at them and it's, and Scientologists know. And I talked to Big Tur. I said, what the fuck? We've talked, what is that? What is that? Because these people, I might have had an issue with them, and they'll write me up, and they'll bring me to ethics. I got to handle this thing, and it'll be in the thing they wrote up. I'd say, what do you want me to say? It's true, I guess. And they go, well, I'm not going to say the name. He's, well, who he is. I go, yeah. Okay. We just had to bring it in because it's written up. You want to, write anything? I don't give a fuck. Put it in the folder. So, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was some of the stuff that she would just like, really go nutty on. And even me, here I was. I told you, the further I went up the fucking bridge, the more Casey I became. I met this girl and I was, and she could see the more I do this shit, whatever. It wasn't handling dick.
How are celebrities treated inside Scientology?
All I know is how I was treated. And, my peers. I mean, that's who I hung out with. I know that it's a lot different. Actually, I do. Only because, like, this was another question for me. Like, here I was. I had Ray Midoff, who's the top auditor on the planet, the senior CS International. I had RTC technicians, people. Plus, and I'm in LA, and I had my own auditor, the CS, the senior CS, and then they would all go over my folder. Then they'd send it to Richard Reese at Flag, who's the senior CS at Flag, and he'd go over the floor, and they would, how long it took me to get a fucking CS? Like, I'd do a thing, and I'd make an origination like, I'm not sure I like this. My next session would be about a month later. Because they couldn't fucking handle, because there were so many vias on the comm line. So how was I handled? I was handled with the best attention ever. And I said, you know something? If this is the best of the best, that's what I was saying to him at the end. I said, how the fuck, and that's another thing I said about Clear the Planet. If you are the best motherfuckers in the world and you admitted you fucked the shit out of me, what happens to poor schmo at Orange County Org who you're saying, just, because when you first saying, well, you just need ethics or some fucking thing. He's still stuck in some ethics cycle going, and they're fucking, it's because they fucked him up and they said, no, you need more set checking. And he can't afford it or some fucking thing. And it's not even the right fucking thing. These guys don't know what they're doing. They're fucking hoping. You know what I mean? They're hoping. And the fucking crime of the bitch is they say, aha, we're going to work this out, and I'm going to put in a little oregano, and the other guy says too much salt, and here's your folder. And of course, we've got it CS'd and ready to go, and I'd be like, this fucking sucks. It's a wrong fucking item. And then your needle's floating. I'd like to indicate it is the wrong item, and it'd go right back to the motherfuckers for another month. And meanwhile, I've already bought $100,000 worth of auditing, and it's more going through this thing. And then it's like just talking about some stupid fucking overts to start because I haven't had a session. Well, I masturbated, and you're coming up with, who the fuck cares? I said, you know what I mean? I got nothing. It's not like I'm fucking killing people or beating my children or something. You know what I do? Internet porn, and I don't know. I got mad at work, and you got nothing to fucking say. And this is it. And that'll fucking eat the whole cocksucker. It's just unbelievable.
Celebrities are used heavily for recruiting.
Yeah.
And they recruit young actors coming to town. I see every weekend in Backstage West, now it's up to 5 or 6 ads for different workshops they do. Are you familiar with
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah, I gave one.
All about?
Yeah, they got me to do one once. Yeah, people got interested, and they signed up for courses. And they use people to do that. I suppose they're targeting actors. That's what I've understood. It's good public relations for them, I suppose. Or if somebody hits big, it's thanks to Scientology.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who do them, and at first they were very reticent to do some of the things, say some of the things that they're pressured to do. In other words, Scientology, and say that Scientology, and that you use the ethics conditions all the time, in your career, and all these kind of things. But after they, yeah, but then after they've done a couple of them, they even start to believe it. It's very hard. You have to look. These are decent